Good morning. I am here for the 5,468,528,452 day of trying to install the solar panels on the top of the van. I'm drinking my legal drugs, which is coffee. And oh my gosh, please let these solar panels go up today, please.
Just a girl and her man building out a big van. It's a JessaJayVlogs van build out series.
If you watched episode 2, you know we ran into some problems installing solar on our van. We hoped it goes smoothly, but like most of the projects we've completed, it's 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. That's the pattern when taking on a DIY van build. But even though it's extremely windy out at the moment, we're convinced today's the day the solar gets installed for real. I can't believe this tripod just blew away like that. Oh, Firehead's here today. Do you like it, Jays? Jays, that's so cute. You like it, Jays? JJ's. Firehead's my sister, by the way. She helped make sure my camera didn't blow away again. Then we were on a race to beat the rain coming later that day.
Okay, these are your screws, drill.
Installing the panels was fairly straightforward. We put some screws through the ceiling, then used a sealant to make sure water can't leak its way in.
It is time!
Yes, this is us putting yet another hole in our roof. It was weirdly not scary this time. I think we're getting used to it. That's a welder hole. Now it's just a little Rust-Oleum for the edges to keep the exposed metal rust-free, and then it's time to run those wires through our entry gland. I won't go into a ton of details on this because, frankly, if you're installing your own solar, you're going to need to do a lot more research than what a 10-minute YouTube video can provide. Okay, things were going great till, oh, it's raining. Oh no, it's raining, it's raining, it's raining. I stopped filming to save my cameras, but here are the solar panels in their completed form. Then we're taking the board we cut for above the wheel well, and it's time to install this bad boy and get our electrical system set up on it.
You okay?
Yeah. Oh good, now I feel better. Oh, Big Daddy, Big Daddy, Big Daddy.
Big Daddy, Big Daddy. It's the Big Daddy inverter. If it sits.
I'm learning all sorts of new things through our electrical process. Like, now I know I find heat shrinking wires to be strangely entertaining. Like I said earlier, I'm not going to get into all the details of how we built our electrical setup, but I will say YouTube tutorials are your new best friend.
We're going to take a look at how to install this bad boy, how to install
This Big Daddy.
the remote control panel, how to wire up everything safely.
Hello. It's a cold day today, but you know what? We decided to convert our van in winter, and we knew we had to expect this for some of the days. We're under a barn, thankfully, so we've got some protection from the crazy elements that are happening outside right now. And hopefully this episode does not end with us getting electrocuted. Update, we survived another day of wiring. And in true Missouri fashion, it was gorgeous outside just a few days later. Right here, we're running the wiring that will go to the kitchen lights. And our friend Kyler is getting measurements to sketch out cuts for our ceiling material.
Okay, so 2 1/4.
After measuring twice, it was time to drill the cutouts for the lights. We used a hole saw to ensure we had perfect circles.
Awesome. Nice. Nice cut.
Here goes our first attempt at installing the ceiling. We used some ratchet straps to hold it up while we ran the wires through the light holes. Things seemed to be going really smooth. A little too smooth for comfort. No part of the build has been easy, and I don't expect our ceiling to be the exception. I'll give you a moment to guess if the rest of this process went well. If you guessed no, congrats, you're a pessimist. You're also correct.
Oh. Dang. There it is. That's it. Oh. We gotta pull this down. Yep. Oh well.
Justin spent the night running twine to hold the wool insulation between the roof and the ceiling. This footage kind of reminds me of a spider making its web. Anyways, I think he was down to conquer an easy task after the letdown from earlier. Good thing tomorrow is a new day.
Okay, so basically what I'm working on today is raising our bed frame structure. So I'm going to be wood gluing these together, and then I'm going to be sending a screw through all of these and into this main structural beam. Basically what that'll do is provide a little bit of a raise so that when we put that plywood sheet down for the bed, it's high enough to go over our bikes, which we want to store underneath. So it's very hot out here, but I'm hoping to at least get this accomplished while the sun is out and shining its beautiful self everywhere, which I would have loved when it was freezing cold and we were working, but now I am hot and I am wishing it was cold.
Now let's rewind a bit because my little sister told me she wanted to be in a vlog so bad. She happened to help cut the wooden blocks I was using to heighten the bed frame, so here's that footage.
We believe in you, Beth.
No, I want to do it. Hold that till you're done. Hold it down.
You know the saying, it takes a village to raise a child? Well, that applies to building a van too. There's so many people throughout these episodes who gifted us their time and hands. I don't think there's anything more valuable than that. Today we had Hannah on the ceiling, me on bed framing still, and Justin working electrical. Even with all three of us working, it still sometimes feels like it's never going to get done. Oh, by the way, the plan for reinforcing the ceiling was attaching sturdier plywood to it and then recutting it off. Refreshing. Hannah, you drinking on the job again?
Maybe.
Here we go again. Time to make circles for the lights. Then I worked on insulating the kitchen area so it's prepped for us to start building there. Something I've realized is that all the different van tasks kind of happen simultaneously. You can't just do wiring, check that off, and then move on to the next task. It all happens at the same time while you're building everything else. My brain really hates that. Sometimes it feels like I don't know which project to do and I end up just spinning around in circles. It was another late night in the van. It was time for attempt 2 of installing the ceiling. We finished twining and started adding the last bit of wool insulation, which, by the way, sucks to install above your head because all the fuzzies fall down on you. They get in your eyes, you breathe them in, not fun. Then we triple checked all of our ceiling measurements.
This one down. Beam 4 is going to be 8.
So we have 3, 7.5, 36, 29.5. And then it was time to bring in the reinforcements.
So we'll spin this way. Brad will go in.
Okay.
Tilt up.
Attempt 2, here we go. If you've ever held a plywood sheet above your head for an extended amount of time, you would know that it is a special kind of torture, and this was a tiring task I was pretty excited to mark off the list. Shout out to our neighbor Brad for letting us use his huge car lights. Time to start working on that bed frame.
This is great. This fits just like we wanted it to fit.
If it fits, it sits. On to the next thing. We need to create a switchboard to install in the space above the batteries. It will hold our fuse box, battery monitors, light switches, and some of our electrical outlets. This is a Craig pocket hole jig. It helped us a lot with getting the angle we needed for the screws, as well as keeping the holes we drilled looking clean. We used a Dremel to remove the remaining part of the screws.
Not too shabby.
While Justin continued to work on that, I did some additional work on the back bed support. I used the hole saw again to create some nice curved cuts. gosh. He's so cute.
He's a good boy.
I love his little harness wing.
It's rich, man. I actually also have a southern flying squirrel. Her name's Roxanne.
This is not what I expected to be doing today. This is great.
That's my other pet.
Aw.
Her name's Roxanne. She's
Do you take her on walks? I spent the rest of the evening painting and sanding away. I was thankful for a brainless task while Justin tested our electric system to see if it was all functioning correctly.
So this is our input. This is our voltage right here.
I'm convinced there's no better way to end the vlog than working solar, so we'll stop here. Tune into the next episode to see us finish up some of these projects, and I'll see you in the next one.
Switch. Now switch. This is quality content. No. Oh. Yeah? Yeah, that'll make it. You're welcome.